Hey everybody, we're back. Episode 29. We are on the borderline of hitting 30.
Yes.
And if you have OCD like me, you love really whole numbers.
Yeah.
So we're
Same.
almost to 30, but we are on episode 29.
Yes, we are.
And because you guys sent in so many responses, we have to do a part 2
of
pet peeves. We have to.
We have to.
You want to hear something funny? Totally
There's a
off
lot
topic.
of them.
There is a lot of them, or there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
Ever take a shit and your legs fall asleep on the toilet?
Yeah. I have
What is that about?
many a times.
Like, is it because it cuts the back of your legs off, like the blood flow? Like,
I believe you're not supposed to be on there that long. To my understanding, when your legs fall asleep on there, you're on there way too long.
well, that's where I was at today, guys. That's why I was late today. Sue me. I don't know. My legs fell asleep because I was taking a shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That'll happen.
But I don't even feel like I was on there that long. Was I there that long?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Man, we had a good time last night for Donovan's birthday.
Did.
I haven't drank that like that in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jordan's fault. He keeps making me do shots. It's his fault.
He's the shot king. Man.
He is the shot king.
Ooh-wee.
But he's like, shots? Shot o'clock. That's what he kept saying, shot o'clock. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, all right, twist my arm. So
He knows how to put it away.
So I had the shot shits today. So
Nice.
that's why I was late. But I wasn't even on there that long. But I was thinking and then I stand up, right? I'm done with my business. I stand up. I go to wash my hands, and I'm like, I can't film from my hips down. I can't feel my goddamn legs. So I was like, I had to sit there and like lean on the sink, like, ooh, okay, give me a minute. I have to wait for the blood flow to come back.
Yeah. Typically, well, for me, I try to get one back at least, so I can at least stand on that one.
How do you get one leg back?
I lean onto one. Does that make sense? Like they're both fall asleep, but I lean on the one, and the blood flow comes back to the other.
Are you on the toilet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I can't stand up because they're numb, right? So I lean on one, and then the other one comes back, and then I stand on that one, and then the other one comes back, and then I can move.
Why do you have a technique?
Because
that happens a lot.
Because it's common. Because I told you, I understand. I mean,
I told you are in the bathroom too long. I told you that for sure. Sometimes I have to tell him. He's like, I got it. Like, we're right about to leave somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's been dicking around you've been dicking around for I don't know how long. Yeah. And then he goes, right when we're about to leave, he goes, I got to take a shit.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. As I've come into my age of 50 plus, right? Just being honest, right? I'm sure some people can relate, right? If you can't, fuck you, right? I'm just kidding. As I've come to my age, I realize, like, if I have stuff to do and we have things planned, there's some things I have to get out of the way first.
I know, but what takes so long? Why do you wait?
There's a process. It takes time. There's a process I have. It'll come when I do these things, but I have to get them done. So
like what?
I have to drink a whole glass of water,
okay,
right? And I have to drink my protein shake. I have to take my pills, right? And then I move around, get the bowels going because I'm moving around the house, getting the dogs out, feeding them, coming back, and then typically within that time period, it comes. It's time to go. Then I go sit down. So if there's shit going on, that's what I have to deal with in order to start the day. Does that make sense?
Okay. And by pills, you mean like all the vitamins and stuff that you take?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you taking like a laxative? Like, what do you, no, right?
No.
Your protein shake is your laxative?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The fact that you have a system of, I'm not just talking about how to get your bowels moving.
No.
Like, I'm just talking about how you lean to one side and get the blood flow.
Oh, yeah. The shit. Yeah. Well,
that means your legs fall asleep way too much. Like mine sporadically will fall asleep. Yeah. Though, the one time, I don't know why we're talking about taking a shit and your legs falling asleep, but, just in case you need to know this, when it really happens to me is whenever, I don't know what it is about Vegas.
Sure.
And chime in if you guys agree with me. Their toilets are so high.
I know, they're perfect for me, though.
I know.
They're perfect for me.
I feel like a 2-year-old sitting at the adult's dining room table and my legs are swinging like this and my legs fall asleep like within 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're perfect for me.
I cannot. So you know what I do? I have platform Crocs. This is what I did last time. I just brought them. And then the first time I went to I'm talking about just peeing.
Yeah.
My legs are dangling like this. So the next time I was like, I got to take a shit. And there's no way I'm going to last because my legs are going to fall asleep because the toilet's too high. Yeah. So I put my platform Crocs on and it was almost like I had a squatty potty. I was all right, I can do this now. But why are the toilets so high?
I think the ones we have at home are too small.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, they're not the full size. I don't think they are.
No, the one in the hallway maybe, but not in our master bedroom.
Well, who am I to make that statement? Because I'm 6'6",
I know,
300 pounds. So any toilet's fucking too small for me. So
that's why I was like, what are you even talking about?
I just think they're too small. I do.
Anyway, I want to know why it's like a giant's throne in Vegas with the toilets. What is the deal?
I don't know.
Anyway, all right.
It's a beautiful thing though for me.
He's like, I love going to Vegas because I can touch like the seat is super perfect for me.
Yeah,
you're not like.
Oh yeah, and that's the great point you bring up Vegas because my legs never fall asleep over there.
Well,
yeah, they don't fall asleep.
So they fall asleep because they're too small over here.
Yeah, because I have to, ask the grass.
Are you doing like a tuck on the toilet? Yeah. You're like hugging your knees.
When I sit on the toilet, my knees are by my ears.
Well, I mean, you'd probably be really good at a standing back tuck.
Stupid.
What? If you've been a cheerleader, you know what a standing back tuck is. You got to grab both your knees, right? Nice. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get going, you guys.
Yes,
we have a lot of pet peeves to go over today. And this one's fun. I love doing this.
Yeah.
So the first one is Tait's. He's like, put this on there because it's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yeah.
And you were talking about a loaf of bread.
I was. Since being married to you and having kids, this has been happening a lot.
Okay.
Right? Or since then. Mm-hmm. Right? And that is no one touches the front bread. No one touches the front bread. No one touches the back bread. They just go right into the middle.
Why do they even make that part? Why do they even put that in the bag? No one eats it.
It's bread. It's still bread. What's the problem?
No one eats the butt or the wiener. That's what I call it.
There's no wiener in it. It's just the front. It's the front and the back of the bread. What's wrong with it? It's still bread. Eat it.
And he gets so mad when I was like, I'm not eating the wiener.
Yeah. I'll make. You want me to make you some toast, babe? Yeah. Okay. Brand new loaf of bread. Open it up. Make the first two. The next two. Here you go. I don't want that one. I want.
I don't like I don't like the wiener. I don't like the butt. I just want the middle.
I just don't see what the problem is. It's still bread.
Well, here's my thing. If people complain about it, which I don't know, maybe it's just me and my kids, like, why do you put it in the bag? Someone needs to make a loaf of bread where the front and the back is gone.
Well, yeah.
Right? No one eats the front or the back. There's no.
I eat it.
There's no. It's just crust.
There's people that eat it. I eat it. There's going to be people on this that's listening. They eat it too.
But they should make one with no front, no back, like muffin tops. Nobody likes the bottom of the muffin.
True.
Everybody only likes the top.
True.
So you can go to certain bakeries and they only have the tops,
True.
which is the best part.
Well, if you're a bread company and you want to sell more bread, I guess, right? Don't put the fronts and the backs in there.
Ditch the front and the back. Or you could ditch the front and the back for people like me and have just the middle of the bread, right?
Sure.
Because they do it with celery, they do it with like artichokes. You just take the good part out, put it in a jar, like artichoke hearts.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
It's not the full thing.
Yeah.
Right? Or celery, they cut the butt off and they cut the ends off and they put it in a bag.
You're saying the good part, but that's like your opinion. Because I don't mind. I still eat it. So I think it's a good part, the front and the back.
So then those companies should make a loaf just with the fronts and the backs for people like you.
True.
But he gets mad and he's like, why is nobody, or somebody will throw it away and he goes, who threw this away?
Don't throw it away. It's still good. There's plenty of bread in there. You can make a sandwich. Some people probably don't do it because it's too small to make a sandwich. Your meat all sticks out when you make it. Like, it's still great. It still works.
It's not. It's just
bread.
You're eating crust.
It's almost like a hamburger bun. The hamburger bun is covered.
High.
It's almost like a hamburger bun with that same.
You're high, dude. A hamburger bun is like fluffy And even the bottom is smaller than the top. What do you call them? The hats. The hat, right?
The army helmet.
Yeah, the hat.
Stupid.
The hat is like all fluffy, and even the bottom is still like there's, I'm keep going like this, like with my pincher fingers, but like, what is it? Like fluffy? I don't know what you call it. But there's no way that's like a hamburger bun. You're on crack.
It's like, to me, it is. So that's my pet peeve. Someone eat it. Don't just fucking leave it in there.
No, nobody's.
So
gonna
since
eat it.
my kids, since the wife, like I'm the only one that eats it. No one touches it. I try to make my kids sandwiches with it. I don't want to eat that.
Yeah.
Who started that? I didn't do that. Anyways,
right.
share too on that. Come on. I can't be the only one.
And I can't be the only one. And it's 4 against 1. So there you go. Okay, here's this one. This next one's mine.
Yeah.
And this is a pet peeve. And it's kind of gross because if the roles were reversed, everybody would be up in arms about it. But I don't like when old ladies objectify you in the store.
Yeah.
It's true. And I don't just mean by looking.
Yeah.
Right? If you look, okay, whatever. But they always have to touch you.
I know.
They have to touch your arms and they have to talk. And remember we were in Walmart the other day? Actually, it was a while ago, but there was this, we were looking at, what do you call it? Crystal Light, right?
Sure.
The packets.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys want a cool hack for a drink? Sidebar, right? You get bubble water, right? Like a Perrier.
We're losing her.
I know. Wait. People want to know my recipe, okay? For an awesome drink. It'll get rid of your bubble guts and it'll also taste tasty. Or if you're, trying to watch your sugar intake, it's awesome. You take a bubble water, right? A Mineragua or a Perrier or whatever. You take a bubble water and then you put a fruit punch Crystal Light packet in there, right? With ice. Holy shit, dude. It's like fruit punch on crack. It's so good. It's like fruit punch soda. It's so good. But there's no sugar in it. You're welcome. And if you try it, tag me, please. Okay. Anyways, back to Crystal Light. We were, looking at the different flavors or whatever, and this senior citizen lady comes by and she just starts talking about you and saying, "Can you get that on top for me?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Bitch, you don't need whatever whatever it is pulling down off the shelf." But I see it all the time, so it's like whatever. But I don't like when they touch them. Because 1, it's inappropriate, but 2, it makes you so uncomfortable.
I know it does. It's
he already has anxiety being in the store.
but like they're old, so I have the utmost respect for my elders. So I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable as much as they're making me feel uncomfortable.
I know.
So I just kind of go with it. And then try and hopefully it ends fast. Like just do your thing. Go ahead. Okay, bye.
But listen to what you just said right now.
No. I know it's not right.
Like they're
It's not right,
violating you.
They are, but because I try not to hold anything against them. It's as comfortable as it makes me feel. I just let them do a thing. But it's like I try and end it fast. Like I just laugh or giggle. And they'll ask a question. You must work out, and I'll just say, yeah, I do it a lot.
They say stuff like shit like, "You have sexy muscles," or just gross stuff.
Yeah.
Now, here's why it bothers me. Like, I don't care.
Sure.
People look at you all the time. Sure. I actually like it because he's arm candy for me. Makes me look good. I love it. I don't care. I'm not that jealous person. Well, what I don't like is when, because they're old and because they just... Remember the other day on our podcast, we were talking about, if you're old, you just cut the line at the airport.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because they think they have some kind of entitlement, right?
Sure.
And it's literally 100% of the time white old women. They objectify you.
Sure.
The ones I've seen 100% of the time, I have only seen white older women do this to you.
I know 100% of the time white older women touch.
The entitlement. Oh my God.
And then when they touch, they always say, "I wanted to see if they're real. They
That's
look so fake."
gross.
And then I look at her, I'm like, this lady's like 60.
I don't give a fuck.
No. This is just what I'm seeing in my head as they're touching me.
I know.
I'm like,
I know.
and I go, whatever. And then she's done, and then I'm done. And then I'm done having anxiety about it. Like whatever. Like
You guys weigh in on this. Is that not the most awful thing you've ever heard? Because here, not ever heard, but like, isn't that awful? And I'll tell you why. Because if the roles were reversed,
No, I know that.
and that was an old man doing it to me,
Yeah.
and caressing me,
Yeah,
they don't
yeah,
just
yeah.
touch; they caress.
Yeah.
And if he was grabbing my ass and telling you, "Wow, you work out," blah
Yeah,
blah blah,
yeah.
would you be upset?
Of course.
Right? Because he's touching, right?
Yeah.
Even the words.
Yeah.
They won't do, like, they've tried, they've done stuff like that, and then I go off on them, right?
Right.
And it gets real ugly real fast and real embarrassing. But
Yeah.
Anyway, that part. So the last one, here's why I put it on the list, because the last time this happened, the lady was caressing his arms up and down while she's watching him, like, go up and reach up whatever she needed off the shelf. Yeah. And I just remember, I go, "Hey, you good?" And she's like, oh. I go, "Yeah, you good? You need anything? What's going on here?" And she was like, he's just helping me. Man, you're so lucky. Why do they always say that?
I don't know.
I'm lucky to have you.
Because they got embarrassed because you caught them.
Well, I'll cut an old bitch. I don't care. Like, if I ever see that again, because usually it's just touching or whatever, but that was caressing and that was so inappropriate. Yeah. And here's also how I know why it was super, super bad. Because you said that made me feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and
it does.
Usually I go, "Dude, why do you put up that?" And he goes, Like, he just brushes it off. But when he told me that made him feel really weird and uncomfortable, that's why. And of course, that's probably why I said it, because I could tell that it was bad.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? This is great. Right?
Okay.
We're talking about this. When that's happening and I tell her, "Hey, that's kind of uncomfortable." I don't know if I can say that to him because it's embarrassing. I'm already embarrassed.
I know.
Right? So I can only imagine a woman in my situation being,
That's my point.
being embarrassed, feeling embarrassed, don't want to say anything. Just hurry the fuck up and do what you're going to do and then leave me alone. Right? But so I just kind of like, I think it's kind of like a similar situation where I don't want to be embarrassed. And I just wanted to hurry up and get over with, right? Like, okay, that's enough. You're like, all right, already. Like,
so maybe we can, how you teach your kids stranger danger, and you know what I mean? And you practice, right? Your kids are little, but right before they go to kindergarten, you gotta like level them up, because you don't want them to, because the power dynamic, right?
Sure.
And that's what's going on here.
Sure.
The power dynamic is an elderly lady. She fucking knows what she's doing.
sure.
And she's using that, "Oh, I'm old and frail. Can you help me?" And meanwhile, she's a fucking dirty bird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe we practice, you and I, and we practice with, I start touching you and you can grab hands and go, "Oh, we're not doing that." That's it.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I
Probably.
mean?
Yeah.
Because you have to stick up for yourself,
I
honey.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
I know. So another situation, right? It was an older woman and her daughter. And how I know that was her daughter, because of how she replied to her mom as she was looking at me. Anyways, the daughter was so embarrassed because of the way the mom was acting. She didn't touch though. She said, "Mom, haven't you ever seen muscles before? Those are muscles." And then she goes, "Let's go already." And then she's like,
What was she saying to you?
I don't remember.
She was objectifying you,
oh my God. You know what I mean? Like some shit like that. Like,
do that again?
I don't want to do that. But
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing.
But it was some shit like that. You know what I mean? And then the daughter was embarrassed.
Right.
And she said, "Mom, geez, all right.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever seen muscles before? Let's go." And she like put her mom in the bed. And the mom was like,
yeah. Okay.
But the mom like seems super old. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but
it's not. I don't care. Just like we talked on the last podcast.
Sure.
With our son, keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Sure.
Okay. So we're gonna practice, you guys, and I'm gonna report back and let you know how he's doing. So the next time someone touches you,
Sure.
you just brush, like if they're they're on your arm, you just brush their arm off and go, "Oh, we're not doing that."
Yeah.
But I will help you, but don't do that. Come on now. And then just make fun.
Yeah.
Because then that's a way for you to do it. Like if that was me,
Yeah.
well, no, we're fighting in the aisle.
Yeah.
Like we're doing like MMA in the aisle. Like,
Sure.
don't fucking touch me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think that's just me, the way I
know.
was brought up. And
I know, honey.
I don't want to be rude and I don't want to be disrespectful to older women. And
Listen.
so I kind of just like.
It's to anyone.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
I don't care who it is. It's the power dynamic that people are taking advantage of your kindness.
Sure.
And because of the way you were raised, you're letting people violate you, and that's not okay.
No, I agree. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
No,
100%.
I know you know, but I want you to know that the way you react to that
Sure.
is super understandable. People, we're just, we're conditioned, especially our culture,
Yeah.
we're conditioned to respect your elders.
Yeah.
And when they abuse that,
Yeah.
that's not okay.
No.
So maybe you also think too, hey, she's not in my culture, so I can fuck her up emotionally and make her embarrassed because she's making me embarrassed.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And it doesn't even have to go that far. It's just, hey, let me protect my peace right now
Sure.
and my space. Oh, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And we'll practice that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. Yeah.
That one's bad.
Yeah. If it's, and it's not even a pet, it's like worse than a pet peeve for me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because even if you were someone I didn't even know and I saw that happening, I would say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not good. Anyway, okay. All right, here's a good one because we just came back from traveling and we're about to travel again.
We are.
I think, well, this was, submitted, but I'm 100% on board.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said there needs to be a special line for at TSA at the airport for new travelers.
Sure.
Like there needs to be a sign like, hey, if this is your first time flying,
Yeah.
or not even that, if you have only flown like 10 times or less, you need to stand in these lines over here. If you're 10 times plus, you can come in these lines over here. It's like almost like a fast track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a fast pass.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many times people who haven't traveled any, I get it because I was once a first time traveler.
Sure.
And Dason and Drew, I made them. We flew them out to wherever they were going. Well, no, we flew Drew out. We drove Dason, but Dason had to fly home. And they learned the fastest way ever by throwing them in the deep end of the TSA pool, right? And figuring it out.
This is when they were in college.
Yeah, when they were in college. So, dude, we went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
My dad went with us, and my dad is 77.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad's 77. First time flying.
Yeah.
No, well, that's not true. First time flying first class.
Yeah.
And not that has anything to do with TSA,
No.
but he was so fired up about, oh my gosh, this is my first time. And it was really, really cute. And I'm like babysitting him almost to the point where I'm like, Dad, get out your ID. You have to have this. And he's like, what? And he goes, so we get up right before we get up to where they check your IDs, right? He goes, I go, take everything out of your pockets when you get over there. Because my, older gentlemen, they like to have change in their pockets and whatever else they have in their pockets.
I think he had a pocket knife.
My dad pulls out a pocket knife, and not just a baby, like a big, giant, one that you can survive in the wilderness. Like
He's had it for a long time.
it literally was big.
Yeah.
And I go, he goes, you think they'll let me take this on the plane? No, they won't. If they're going to take my nail clippers, they're sure shit not going to let you take that on the thing, Dad. I didn't say that. I was just like, oh, yeah, no. So you're probably going to have to throw that in the trash.
Yeah.
She's like, I've had this for years.
Yeah.
And I go, Dad, I don't know why you would bring a pocket knife. He goes, well, I wasn't thinking. I just, I carry it in my pocket all the time. And I go, this is how long it's been since he's traveled on an airplane. It's been years since he's traveled. So I was like, all right. So then I'm over here like a baby. Like, take this out. Where's your thing? And he goes, here's another thing that he does. He has a wallet that's like this big. Like it doesn't even close anymore. It's like this. Right? It's supposed to be like this, but it's like this because he has so much shit in there. I go, what do you have in here?
Yeah.
Well, I have my my gift cards. I have whatever the hell else he has in there. But I'm like, Dad, do you even have money on these gift cards? Well, no. I mean, I don't know what. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So I think about him, and if I wasn't there or if you weren't there helping him on the way back, he would have held up the line.
Yeah.
And people get aggro, dude.
They do.
They get aggro because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's like, it's not to be a dick, but like, give them their own lane.
Yeah.
Let them be slow over there.
Yeah. Let them learn with all the learners.
Yeah.
Right? The beginners.
Yeah, all the beginners.
Yeah.
Beginner line.
Yeah.
Intermediate line.
Yeah.
Advanced. Because the advanced people are the biggest dicks.
So in your opinion, what would the advanced people, like, what is their style getting in there? Like,
dude, they literally,
what would you say?
like, I would consider myself an advanced traveler.
Okay.
My laptop is out of my
Already
fucking
out.
bag.
Yeah.
I take my sweatshirt off because they're going to make you do it. If I have a hat on, I take my hat off.
Yeah.
My shoes are off. I have socks on. Don't be a cochina and walk with bare feet. Don't you think that's disgusting? That just trips me out so much.
Yeah.
But I'll walk with because I hate wearing socks. But I'll walk with and I have slides. Either slides, Birks, Crocs, something easy to get on
quick.
and get off, right?
Yeah.
So I do that. And then I'll be barefoot inside my shoes.
Sure.
And then when I get close, I pull my clean pair of socks out of my pocket and I put them on my feet. And as soon as I get up there, while I'm taking shit out of my bag, my shoes are already kicked off and in the little bin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And everything's out. So, and I don't have anything more than 3 ounces of liquid, whether it's a perfume. Don't leave water bottles in your bag
Right.
because then they're going to pull your ass to the side.
Right.
There's just stuff like that.
That's a quick person. That's someone who's seasoned. That's someone who knows what they're doing.
100%.
Yeah. I agree.
And I don't have a lot of shit in my carry-on either.
Yeah.
Right? Because if anything looks weird or wonky, they're pulling your ass off to the side.
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
But a newbie will, and it's not just taking your laptop out of your bag. If it has a cover on it, like it's in a bag, you have to take it out of the bag.
Yeah, it's got to be out.
And every airport's different. Like in Hawaii, they don't care. Like, whatever. When you go to LAX, they'll like literally set up a firing squad on you if you take too fucking long. You know what I mean? So I like this suggestion. A TSA line for beginners, an intermediate, advanced. Yeah.
I think it would be more efficient.
Right?
You know, I mean, obviously the beginners would get better as the more they fly.
Exactly. So the pet peeve was the beginners fuck up the line. They fuck up the flow. And that was like me last week with, if you drive slow, get in the first lane. Right? All right. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
Someone said their biggest pet peeve is, speaking of TSA and airports, their biggest pet peeve is as soon as the plane lands and that unfastened seatbelt light goes on.
Oh, yeah.
You just hear click, 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 and everybody's standing up immediately.
Yeah.
I get that. You know
Sure.
why? Where are you going? The door is not open yet. What the fuck? And where are you going? You're like in the last seat in the back of the plane. You think that you standing up the minute your seatbelt comes off is going to get you out the door faster?
I just think it's, well, I understand that. And I understand why they stand up because I want to stand up.
Yeah.
And I want to get out of my seat.
What's
What's
your reasoning, though, for standing up?
I'm done with being in this plane.
Mm-hmm.
I have too much anxiety. It's too enclosed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been sitting for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to get up and walk around.
Yeah.
I want to get out. So it makes sense to me. But like you're saying, they haven't even opened the door yet.
Yeah.
Bud. Like or the taxiing hasn't even come to a complete stop yet.
Yeah.
And you're already clicking the belt. You're already standing up trying to get your shit. Like.
Yeah.
And that's not even gonna like you're gonna be ready, but you're still gonna be standing in front of your seat.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have to wait till everybody gets out.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have to wait for first class because they go 1st. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some kind of middle ground where you're like, okay, I can chill here for a little bit and then slowly stand up and then you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
and I don't care if people stand up.
sure.
I don't care because the reason why I was asking you is because I thought you were going to say you need to stretch your legs because you're.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. When we were in coach all the time,
Sure.
like that sucked, right? Because when I would travel a lot for work,
Yeah.
if I saw someone his height,
Yeah.
and it was 100% of the time men,
Sure.
and they were sitting like in the aisle, like in the middle or whatever,
Yeah.
I would give up my seat.
Yeah.
I would give up my seat. I would be like, hey, you want to switch seats with me, man? You're not going to make it with those legs. He goes, oh my God, are you serious? Like I did that all the time
Sure.
because I know how it feels. So I don't care if you stand up,
Yeah.
but like if you're behind me and you stand up and then you try to go in front of me while I'm,
Oh, that.
that's just rude, man.
know.
That's why I say, where's the fucking fire? Like, and by the way, you're behind me. So sit your ass down. You're not. So I'll do it on purpose. Just I'll put my carry on out just so they don't try to bum rush me.
I know. They just can't wait to get off.
Yeah.
There's like zero patience. No one wants to wait.
But guess what? We're all on
Yeah.
we're all gonna get off.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like getting on the plane.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all we all
all
have a
gonna-
ticket. We're all getting on.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
And we've
Jesus Christ.
I know.
That's
I understand the feeling, but I also understand where you're coming from because it's like it just makes it worse. Like I already have anxiety, motherfucker. Like, do you have to be up my ass now? Like, you know what I mean? I want to get out of here just like you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be in my ass. To make it go faster.
Yeah.
It's gonna go right. You just relax,
Yeah.
right? Take your time.
When I was flying, and I used to fly business class all the time, and people, it was always men, shocker, like try to,
Sure.
like cut in front or whatever. I was such an experienced flyer, traveler. I could literally feel them like trying to creep or whatever. And I go, oh yeah, no, we're not doing that today. And I would just turn my back on them and they're like, oh, what are you talking about? Or whatever. But I was like, oh no, we're not doing that today. We're gonna be chill.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna get off at the same time. It's fine.
It's fun.
And then they don't know what to say because they feel stupid because they know, what are you gonna do? Argue with me?
Yeah.
Like, dude, sit down.
Are we going to walk over me?
Yeah, you gonna walk through me? I dare you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, there's a thing called etiquette,
There is.
right? So speaking of which, let's talk about elevator etiquette. Someone wrote in, can you please talk about one of my biggest pet peeves, and when people don't know how to use the elevator.
Yeah.
Right? There's a protocol in the elevator. And if you didn't know this, listen up. This is what we're here for. Okay? We're here to teach you things. We're like the what is it, YouTube version of TikTok. We're gonna show you things, okay? We're gonna tell you things. When you're on an elevator, if you're inside the elevator, you have priority. So
and if you're in it and it's moving, you have priority, right? Like
well, even if it's not moving, if you're in it and that door opens, you have the right of way. Is basically what I'm saying.
Basically, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The people inside are allowed to get off first. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
The people waiting for the elevator, you wait till everybody gets off and then you get on.
Yeah.
Right?
Another elevator etiquette, right? To add to this is you roll in to wait for an elevator. You press the button. There's 3 available, right?
3 what? Elevators?
3 elevators available. You're waiting for one to go up, right? So all 3 are working, right? You see all the numbers moving. Another couple comes. The one in front of them opens. Who goes in first? You do, because you were there first.
Yeah.
They wait.
Yeah.
They wait. They're gonna get in, but you gotta wait because these guys were here first.
No one ever follows that rule.
It's ridiculous.
We follow it.
Yeah, I'm just
because,
saying.
I know.
Yeah, that's so ridiculous to me. Like, I'll look and that guy goes in. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? I was here first.
Uh-oh, somebody cut Tait in the elevator line.
No. You know what I mean? Like,
I
won't say anything. I'll still go in there, but I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
You're gonna get in. There's only us 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or us 2. Like, just you know what I mean?
know.
And if it's just 2, I don't care. Like, go ahead, you're there.
Yeah.
But if there's a bunch of people, you know who was there first.
Well, I'm always, because again, I traveled a lot for work,
Sure.
right? So I've scanned, and if I see that happen, and it's taking a long time for the elevators because I used to go to a lot of conventions and stuff like that.
Busy.
Yeah, conferences,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Everybody's trying to go back to their room or whatever. Fine. But if those are taking a long time and that opens up and these guys try to cut me, I'll even if they get in there first, because obviously they're standing closest to the elevator that opens. Yeah. I'm like, in my head, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for the next one. So they kind of try to get in and then they kind of try to stand to the front.
Yeah.
Right. And I go, scooch over. There's room for one more. I don't care. I'm not fucking waiting, dude. And if you're going to be so rude to cut me in the line.
Right. To squeeze in there.
I'm gonna back this junk in my trunk. I'm gonna back it right into you, and you're gonna be embarrassed. So scooch over. I always go shove a bun. I'm sure there's room for one more. I don't care. I don't care. Right?
Right.
And there's always room for one more.
There is. Come on.
And then when we're in the elevator, and then there's a bunch of us. Like when we went to where did we go? Where did we go? Anyway, we went somewhere as a family for Drew had work, I forget what, and we all had our bags or whatever. And then the thing opened and it looked like it was full because we had bags with us and whatever. And then it was like a lady and her baby. And I go, oh, we have room.
Yeah.
Move over, everybody. And then everybody moves over and she goes, oh, thank you so much. Right? Just have manners. Yeah. That's all it is.
That's it. Simple. Simple manner. Like, be nice.
Yeah. But, the worst is when the door opens. And I think this is what this person was talking about.
Yeah.
And you're in the elevator and the door opens, you're trying to get out, and then people just bum rush you.
Yeah.
Like, what the? No.
Yeah.
And so, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
So, anyway, that's a really good pet peeve.
It is.
So, I get that one. We're just talking about etiquette. I think people they have a lot of beefs with like etiquette because it's,
Sure.
rightly so. Here's one, and I super agree with this one. Mm-hmm. Having personal space in a line.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's a line at Disneyland, whether it's a checkout line at the supermarket.
Anywhere. DMV.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Dude. Like.
Any line.
Know your, there's like a personal space, right?
Yeah.
Personal space. You don't need to be like, if I can feel your breath on the back of my neck, you're too fucking close.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
You know what I mean? It's just
It's too much.
A lot of it sometimes is also culture,
Sure.
right? There's just no thing as personal space. It's just like, hey, everybody's like scooched in and we're all sardines and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Not here.
No.
Not in California anyway, you know, or just anywhere in general.
I just really, truly believe you don't need to be that close.
Yeah.
We're in line. You're next.
Yeah.
After me.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be in my ass to come in after me.
You tailgating me, not going to make me move faster.
You can scoot back a little bit and get some of your own personal space and you know, like it's just I think it's rude.
Yeah.
I flat out think it's just plain rude.
And you know what's so funny is like I won't put up with that.
Yeah.
I'll turn around and go, hey, you want to be in my back pocket? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'll say shit like that. You've seen me. I don't care.
No.
But I'll make fun. I'll make light of it. Like, scoot the fuck back, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's inappropriate, especially if it's a male.
Yeah.
Right? If it's a guy standing by me and he's doing that, sometimes it's on purpose, right? For whatever reason, whether it's something weird and gross or he just, wants to do a power play or whatever the fuck it is. Because it's happened to me a bajillion times.
Sure.
So I'll turn around and make light of it. And then if it becomes an issue, then I become an issue.
Yeah.
So stop, right? But sometimes it's cultural, right? People don't get it. And I'll turn around and go, oh, like, just move back a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they'll do it.
They'll do it.
They'll go, oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Too close.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Personal space, man. That's it.
You're starting to steal some of my air, bud. Scoot back.
Dude, you're making me sweat. Like, you're making me hot. Get back. I had an encounter at Disneyland a long time ago, and Drew was with me. Drew, I think it was I don't know why just Drew and I were at Disneyland. I think we were waiting for you guys, maybe. I don't know. And there was a little kid, and the little kid kept like bumping up against her butt because he was like, nobody was watching him. And the kid was like 6, maybe 7.
Sure.
He was young, whatever. And she was behind me, and then she like leaned over and whispered, this kid's pissing me off because he keeps touching me.
Yeah.
And I was like touching you? And she was like, no, he just keeps bumping into me because he's playing in line or whatever.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh, okay, cool. Just come in front, whatever. Come in front of me. And she's like, okay. So then he started doing it to me, and I was like, hey, buddy, back it up. It's cool. Like, you want to dance? Like, what are we doing here? And then he just laughed, and he's like, oh, sorry, right? And then the girl that he was with, she looked like she was in her 20s, and she's like, what the fuck? He's a little kid. Relax. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Drew's like,
please don't.
Drew was like, oh, don't say that to my mom.
No.
And I was like, anyway, we had some words.
Sure.
It was not fun. And then this guy came. Poor guy. He had a popcorn and a churro in one hand. He was walking up to the line. He saw the altercation.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I'm not going to let somebody talk to me like that. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was being cool with the kid, and the kid was laughing. It wasn't a big deal. And then she was just getting all aggro. And I was like, what? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm fucking talking. Anyway, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Or she made it a big deal. And then this guy was coming back, and he was like all sweating, right?
When you say this guy, was he part of that party?
I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he comes back, and he's like, oh, and he starts rushing over there. He's like, I'm really sorry. Like, and he's like, she's like, nah, she's all mouthing off. And then he's like, I'm sorry, she's only 14, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fuck, she was old as fuck. So I was like, she's only 14. And then I was like, dude, and I wasn't screaming or anything, but I was just like, you better back the fuck up, dude. Because she was stepping to me, and I couldn't believe it. And by the way, this is a long time ago, and I didn't know she was 14.
Yeah.
But then I go,
it doesn't matter. She has a mouth.
well, I said, hey, man. And he goes, this is, these are my, they were foster kids.
Okay.
Then that broke my heart because I have a soft spot because I too was, a foster kid. I didn't know this. He didn't say that at the beginning. He just said, oh, sorry, she's only 14. Like, he was already like making excuses for her. That tells me she's already done this before many a time. Yeah. And I said, well, if she wants to act like an adult, what did I say? I said, if she wants to talk, if she wants to talk like an adult, she's going to get treated like one. I don't give a fuck if she's 14.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm really sorry, whatever. And I was like, whatever. So then we just turned around, and Drew was like, oh no, right? So then we get on the ride, we get off the ride, and the guy was like holding the gate open for me for us to walk out.
Oh, no way.
And I was like, all right, what's going on? Like, I'm like, my defenses are on high. And he goes, I'm really sorry. She's a foster kid that I just got. And I'm like, she's really angry. And, I'm trying to blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, dude, don't even worry about it, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got a little hot. I could have been a little more, but I didn't know she was, a foster kid and whatever.
That doesn't matter the way she talked, though.
No, I know. But
you know what I'm saying?
I felt
How do
bad
you
for
know?
him because it's like he couldn't control her. You know what I mean? And I just like, well, fucking take her out then, dude.
Well, then,
like,
yeah.
get her into therapy and figure that out. But I felt bad.
Sure.
So anyway, that was because the kid was too close to us in line. And that was my roundabout way. So anyway, when you're in line,
Yeah.
hey, just 3 feet rule.
Personal space.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive if you're conscious of this, the person in front of you is gonna love it.
Yeah.
They're like, whether they're paying attention to it or not.
Yeah.
The idea of giving them personal space, I'm telling you right now, it's a good thing.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing too is like when you're giving them personal space, right?
Yeah.
And then like I'm giving this guy in front of me personal space.
Yeah.
And then the line moves and maybe I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
And then the one behind me is like looking around. Like, can you move up? And dude, there's 20 people in front of us. Where are you going? Like, I hate that too. So that's another pet peeve. Anyway. Right?
That's the same thing. It's still
the same
personal
thing.
space. Get the fuck
Same
back,
thing.
dude. Wait.
If somebody does it to me again and their face is right here, I'm just going to go like this to their forehead. I'm just going to push them back. Just kidding. All right, here's another one. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. Interrupting while you're talking.
Yeah.
When people interrupt you while you're talking.
Yeah.
Like, meaning if we're talking
Yeah.
and someone comes up and interrupts,
Yeah.
right? They'll go, and you guys, has this ever happened to you guys? They'll go, hey, I don't mean to interrupt. Right? I had a guy who I used to work with, and he used to tell people to their face.
When they say that.
And he goes, he'll be talking to someone,
Yeah.
and this guy's like, he's smoking a cigar, and he's got like a $5,000 suit on, right? And and he's just used to wheeling and dealing, whatever.
Yeah.
He's sitting there. They're sitting in a chair, like in maybe the hotel lobby. Maybe
Sure.
he's talking to somebody, and I'm sitting right here, and someone will come and say, "Hey, I don't mean to interrupt," and he goes, and he'll go like this, and he'll go, "But you're doing it anyway, right? So you do mean interrupt, so don't do it." And then he'll just turn right back around and start talking, and then they're all, okay, and then they'll stand there because they're too embarrassed to walk away.
Sure.
But they'll stand there and they're super embarrassed.
Yeah.
Right. That's so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. That's one of the things we've always taught our kids.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wait.
Wait. Or wait till there's a pause in the conversation and say, hey, can I just get in here real quick? And I just need to, or excuse me. You know, that's the thing. Like we were talking and Don was like, mommy. And I was like, bro, what the hell? You need to say, excuse me. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the sheer fact of jumping in while people are having a conversation, like I that's so awful to me. The thought of it, right? So I'm not even going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll always wait. I'll always wait. I don't initiate any of the conversations. I just wait. But when people interrupt it, like not only is he interrupting and so is talking, I'm not talking, but he's interrupting whoever.
Talking to your mic.
He's interrupting whoever, right? I get mad.
Yeah.
He interrupted him. He didn't interrupt me, but makes me mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, what?
It's rude.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't wait?
Yeah.
Like 2 seconds? You know what I mean? Like,
And who does that the most? Men.
do they?
Drop a comment. Yes, they do, because they think their time is the most important time.
Well, I
And they always, and here's where I'm coming from this. When I was working
Sure.
in a male-dominated industry,
sure.
they are notorious for interrupting
Well,
me.
it's a male-dominated industry. They're the guys that believe they run the show.
Sure.
That's how they're always going to act. They're never going to change.
Well, they're not going to act like that around me.
No, I know that. You're gonna correct, but that's the way they always do it, right? Because
Doesn't make it right, though.
No. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
because it's in the male-dominant that they assume that these things that they do are
Well, it's because no one's ever challenged them.
no.
And
no.
they're cool with it. And but they don't do it to men. They don't do it to other men. They only do it to the women.
Okay.
I've
Well,
seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So my thing is like, and again, a power play, right?
Sure.
They're like, if they're the loudest, then that means they're the most important, and then, whatever. So interrupting, but it could be anybody. It doesn't, but especially in the workforce, right? So, I have a whole bunch of stories on that, but we won't go there because we have more stuff to do. But A pet peeve is interrupting when you're
Yeah,
talking.
don't interrupt.
Dude, come on.
I understand your idea you want to give is good and you're excited about it, or whatever story you want to talk about, you want to share, you're excited. That's great, but just wait.
Yeah, because your story's not more important than what's going on here.
And I'm sure it's exciting. I can't wait to hear it. Just wait.
And guess what? You're the only one who knows it's exciting. So shut the hell up until it's your turn. Oh my gosh, this one too. Have you ever been somewhere and someone takes a phone call?
Yeah.
Like in a doctor's office or I don't know.
At the gym?
The gym.
Yeah.
Where else? I was at the vet. We took Beanie to the vet.
Yeah.
And there was an elderly lady.
Yeah.
Not only was she talking on the phone at the top of her lungs, she had it on speaker.
Yeah.
So we could hear her whole conversation.
Yeah. It was awful.
Yeah. And I didn't want to hear that conversation.
How about the guy at Donovan's Taekwondo studio when he was young? Hello, Jaguar dealership?
I don't think it was there. I mean, I think you and the girls were there. I wasn't there.
You were there. No, I'm saying you remember that story.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because he was trying to impress everybody.
Yeah.
Like, that he had a Jaguar.
Super loud.
Yeah.
Super loud. I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
Did you say anything?
No. But it was awful. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, go outside.
Yeah.
We're trying to watch our kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's like talking at the top to the Jaguar dealership.
Well, this lady that was at Beanie's vet was talking about hemorrhoids.
See? It's awful.
I'm pretty sure it's a hemorrhoid, Carol. Like, you should just put some ointment on it. And everybody gets them. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed. And I'm all, you know who should be embarrassed? You. And like, does your friend know you're on speaker or she's on speaker? Because Carol doesn't know that you're telling everybody she's got big fat hemorrhoids in her ass. Just saying. And I was just laughing because I was like, dude. And then it's so funny because Donovan was with me, right? And he's sitting on my left and this lady's like on my right, but two chairs down.
Yeah.
And then he's like staring forward, but he's going like this. And then
he doesn't pay attention to anything.
He's off in La La Land all the time. And this new vet that we go to have all kinds of cool like reptiles in these like what do you call those things? The fish tanks or aquariums or he had a name for it. I forgot what it's called. But there was like an iguana and like a chameleon. Anyway, and so he was like fired up. So he was like, just looking at him. First, the two of us, before we sat down, we were looking inside him. Then we went to sit down and he was still staring at him because there, he's facing him. Yeah. And he's talking about Carol's hemorrhoids and he's going like this. And then he's looking around like, is anyone else hearing this? And I'm just looking forward and I'm just like, I'm on my phone and I'm just looking down and then I look at him and he's like, Mommy. I was like, hey man, Carol needs ointment. I don't know what to tell you.
I think Carol needs A&D.
Like a baby's ass and put like a little ointment on there. And I was like, holy shit. So then I was looking at her and I was trying not to laugh, right? Because for me, it wasn't annoying for me. It was just unbelievable what they were talking about. And then I just look up and the girl at the receptionist is going, and then she looks at me and she goes, what the fuck? And I was like, and I'm all, Carol needs ointment. I don't know. And she couldn't stop laughing, dude. It was so funny. But it's rude.
It is rude.
That's a great pet peeve. Talking in closed, whatever. Yeah. Or the nail salon. Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, I don't go to an actual salon.
I know. But I
can only imagine.
When we go and get our pedicures,
sure.
Me and Dace or me and Drew, it's the worst. And then they'll the new one we go to now, they'll go up and tell you, hey, no phones. Like,
no way.
Turn it off or
They'll
go outside.
Shut it down.
Yeah, like, well, I have to take this call. Like, whatever. And they're like, that's fine. You can take the call, but you got to get up and get out. And they were like, oh, yeah, they don't get. They don't fuck around in there. And I was like
that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, don't talk in closed environments. Go take your call outside.
Outside.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think we have room for a couple more.
Sure.
How about this? This is one of my pet peeves again. Someone wrote in leaving empty containers in the fridge or the pantry.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like, can you imagine like going, like this just happened to me the other night. I went in the refrigerator to get a Diet Dr. Pepper because it's the best soda ever. And I went to get one and the box was in there, but there was nothing in it. And that's cruel. That's so cruel because you get all fired up. Like you open it up, you see the box in there and you're like, hell yeah, brother, let's go. I'm going to have an iced, crisp, delicious beverage, right? I'm like all this, I'm building it up in my head. Yeah. And then you go and get it. And when there's nothing in there, it's like the irrational rage that I have that someone took the last one.
You motherfucker.
You motherfucker. I'm going to kill somebody right now. These are the irrational thoughts. And that's like, we should do a whole episode on being irrationally angry for like dumb stuff.
Or like this one, right? Donnie, I'll say, hey, Donnie, did you eat those leftovers in there? He goes, yeah, but I think they're bad, Dad. I think they're bad. And I'll open and they're still in there. How about that?
Me.
Wait, he says, I think they're bad, Dad. And I go, oh man, that's a bummer. And then I open the fridge and it's still in there.
And then he yells at him, why is it still in here?
You said it's bad. It is. Why is it still in the
fridge? He's like, because I wanted you to test it to make sure I was right. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's almost like he was saying, you test it out now, Dad. Yeah. You tell me if it's
you open it, you smell it, you taste it. I don't know. And then throw it away because it is bad.
But he eats it.
He tries it.
I don't know if he ate the whole thing. I don't know if he tried it. I just hear it's bad, Dad.
Yeah.
I think it's bad.
Dude. But I think it's cruel. I think you get what you get. I think karma's going to come get you if you especially with my Diet Dr. Pepper, man. Come on. And it's not like we have lack of, right? It's not like, it's the last one or whatever, like in the house.
Sure.
There's a surplus in our garage because, girl, I'm always at the supermarket when it's buy 2 cases, get 2 free. I am all up on that. And so my thing is, if you're going to drink my sodas, you need to replace them.
You need to replace them.
So they're nice and cold when I have. You had a nice cold beverage. Yeah. Pay it forward, fucker. Because I'll hunt your ass down. I'll put it in the family chat. Who drank my last one? Show yourself. We fight at dawn.
Who didn't re-up the Dr. Peppers in the fridge?
Dude, I'm like, in the town square, bring your guns. We're going to have, what do you call those?
The shootout.
Shootout. Because you drink my last fucking soda, you jerk. Oh, man. It's like, ding-ding-ding. I'm like, wah, 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 right, with my guns. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I love that one. Whoever sent that in, kudos to you, my friend. Because that's a great one.
That's a great one.
Okay, so this one, we have room for one more.
Yes.
And this one's pretty good, man, because I think everybody can relate to this one.
Okay,
someone wrote in, my biggest pet peeve is things that I wish I would have said in a heated argument, but I didn't remember, I didn't think of anything good to say until after it was all said and done and like they went in their separate corners or whatever.
Yeah, that's my biggest weakness, I think. Is in the heated moments, like in these heated, no matter what it is, in these heated moments, exchanging of words, like I just can't think fast. I can't. And then when it's over, there's all of a sudden, my brain works again. But when we're in the heated moment, it doesn't work. It stutters. Aww. It doesn't say the right words. It says the opposite of what I want to say. You know what I'm saying?
And then it makes the argument worse.
Yeah, it just makes the argument worse, and then it makes me feel stupid. You know what I'm saying? I think it just, because I get so heated, it gets clouded.
Yeah.
And then I can't. And then all the words come at the end.
Yeah.
When we're done.
When you were saying that right now, this is how my brain works. It reminded me of I was stuttering. I couldn't get anything out. Yeah. Remember in I Love Lucy when her and Ethel went to work in the chocolate factory?
Yeah.
And the conveyor belt was going and it was fine. Yeah. It's just like an argument. It's fine. Yeah. They're wrapping the candies and then the lady's like, speed it up. and then the freaking conveyor belt keeps going fast and they're like, and they don't know what to do with it. That's you. That's your brain. It's like, I don't know what to do with it.
I start shoving chocolates in my shirt. I start shoving them in my hat, my mouth, in my hat. Because there's not supposed to be any chocolates on the
And I'm the conveyor belt. Yeah. I'm just like, bat, 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 bat. But even me, like you always say, I can't think as fast as you. Like when the two of us argue. And yes, we do argue. If you don't argue with your significant other, is it really a relationship? I don't know.
But it's also in not necessarily us arguing, but I could be like on the phone with someone or through email with someone.
Yeah.
And then I won't even try. I'll just say, babe, can you help me out with this? She said this on this and this, and how do I respond? Give it to me. Give it to me.
I'm all, oh, really? I'm all, yeah. No, even myself.
Sure.
Like, and it was a lot when I was in corporate America and working with, male.
Well, you couldn't say a lot of
men.
stuff you want to say. So
that's different though. Holding your tongue is different than getting, jammed up in your head. True. Because the emotions, it's usually when the emotions are really high, people are pissed, and then you want to say stuff because you have a great argument to counter what the other person is saying.
Exactly.
But you just can't think of it in that moment. And then you go home and you're like, or you're driving home and you're like, fuck, I should have said this.
Exactly.
You know what? If he would have said this to me again, I'm going to say this next time. And the next time comes and you don't say it again.
What the fuck was that?
What happened? Oh, and then you feel, it just goes, whoop. And then you're like, oh yeah, well, whatever. I get mad at myself because I was like, shit, I should have said this. It would have been so good.
It would have been so good. But you're just like, F you.
Yeah. Right? Fuck off.
That's all you can say.
Yeah. And then it makes it worse because you're like belligerent instead of being calm, cool, collected. You know what I mean? So if that's you, here's not that you asked for my advice, but I'm going to give you unsolicited advice because this really helped me, and this will help you too.
Sure.
I think I've told you this before, but when someone goes, "Can I talk to you?"
You have.
Right.
You have.
Or if they say, "Hey, can we meet? I need to talk."
Yeah.
Immediately, I'm getting a notebook because I can't type fast enough on my phone because I have nails and whatever. So I'll say, "Sure."
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's on Zoom, whether it's on the phone, even if it's in person, I'll let that person talk because that helps me calm the hell down and it'll help me focus on what they're actually saying. And if something comes out of their mouth that's not true, or it was misconstrued, or there's some miscommunication going on, I write it down. Just something quick, like they said, and you're always late, and then I'll just write the word late, so it'll jog my memory, so I don't forget what to say.
Sure.
Right?
It's good.
So that might help you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Especially in the moment. You know what I mean? And you're exchanging, you let them, I understand it. You let them say their stuff.
You let them talk.
Yeah, you let them talk, and then you write notes, or you can save notes in your head. You can hear.
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
I can't. I won't remember my name at that point because I'll be so fired up. So also what that does for you is it helps you, and I just learned this on my own. I just figured out, how can I be a better communicator when emotions are high? Because people don't make rash decisions when they're when they're upset. Yeah. Whether it's mad, angry, sad, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
If you're emotionally charged and you're having a conversation with someone, you're going to say shit that you're going to regret, or you're going to forget to say stuff that will, help you defend yourself. Yeah. Right. So I just let them say whatever they want for however long they want.
Sure.
And you know what happens? They're like here, and you're like, oh, and I just nod so they know I'm listening.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, and then I'll go, and I'll just write, right? And if it's in person, they'll be talking to you, and
when you write,
and then when you write, they stop talking. You're like, and then you were late, and anyway, and it'll throw them off. I'm not saying to write it to throw them off. I'm just saying they will, because they're like, what are they writing over there? Yeah. And it's so I can be cool, calm, collected. It gives me a moment to like take a deep breath, actively listen, and then write down shit I want to say so I don't forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that helps you by the time it's your turn, because then what they'll do is they'll be so charged up, blah, 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 and then you're not saying anything, you're just nodding, and then they don't have. And then when they start repeating themselves, you're like, okay, it's time to step in.
Yeah,
because I don't want to hear this shit.
They're
again.
running out of gas.
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
They don't have anything else to say, so I go, okay, cool. Mind if I jump in?
Yeah,
right, my turn. Okay, cool. And then I'll say, I just want to let you know, I was writing notes because I want to be respectful of what you just said, and then here's what I heard.
Yeah.
And then I'll repeat back what the fuck they said to me.
Sure.
And then I'll say, but this is what was really going on, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
And 100% of the time, not 9 times out of 10,
sure.
100% of the time, they're instantly diffused because they're like, oh,
yeah,
well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because when you're mad and then you make up shit in your head, they probably did this to me on purpose.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I didn't. I didn't even know that was a thing with you. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that could help you.
It could.
Just letting you know.
Yeah. Because a lot of the times, this is just going further on that similar situation. a lot of the times you're so charged up, you don't really know the situation. You just know what's been affecting you, which is nothing wrong with.
Sure.
Right? So you're just going to spit it all out as it's affecting you. And some of that stuff, I think 9 times out of 10 is made up.
Yeah.
It's just you're assuming they don't like you. You're assuming they said these things
Right.
mean these. You're assuming, you know what I mean?
Right.
You don't know the real, but so that stuff starts spilling out,
Sure.
right? Like during those type of situations or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
I get a lot of people that always ask me because I am confident, and sometimes I get shit for it because they're like, "Oh, you think you know everything?" I'm like, "No, I just have a passion for being right. That's it." So they always ask me like, "Well, how do you think so fast?
Yeah.
How do you, whatever." Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why that is, but I do know that I forget to say stuff too.
Sure.
And I do know that I'm an emotionally charged person by nature. So if I can take a breath and let them go first,
Sure.
it helps me be a better communicator.
Yeah. So ideally, during this situation, you want to be able to communicate properly, right? So the way you're describing the way you do it sounds like an easier way for you, whether it's an intense moment, a sad moment, right? It can give you an opportunity to slow down and not get so emotionally charged and listen and communicate properly. Like that's I think a great way to navigate something like that to so you can say the words you want to say
Sure.
and you can communicate properly and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what happens typically is they just get too fired up and they don't want to say like me, for example.
Yeah. Like him. No.
Yeah.
No. And that's a learned behavior. I had to work on that a
Yeah.
lot, especially if I was going to move up in corporate America,
Sure.
if I was going to be seen as a person who's a good communicator, because
Yeah.
I think honestly, that's where all the problems arise.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're talking about,
Yeah.
whether it's a marriage, a friendship, a relationship,
Work. Don't matter.
at
Yeah.
work, your colleagues, your boss, whatever. At the crux of every issue is communication
Miscommunication. Yeah.
or a lack thereof, right?
Yeah.
So I had to get really good
Sure.
at communicating because I wanted people to think of me as a good communicator and then they could come to me freely,
Sure.
say, "Hey, I have an issue with you."
Yeah.
Because when people think that you're the hothead or whatever, they're not going to say stuff to you. They're going to talk shit behind your back and then it's
Yeah.
going to fester. It's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And now we have a different problem.
Cause problems. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a learned behavior. So this wasn't an advice episode, but
No.
I felt compelled to tell you
Yeah.
a little hack that you could, and a little recipe. Don't forget to try my drink. Anyway, that's it for today. But I do have a quote of the day, because all of these pet peeves literally revolve around patience,
They do.
right?
They do.
If it's a pet peeve, you're like, oh man, I gotta practice aggressive
I know.
patience
You're-
today
It's because you're getting annoyed.
because you don't have patience, right? And I speak from experience. So, here's a cool quote that I found.
Please.
Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. Okay? Whether it's you communicating,
Yeah.
whether it's whatever it is, right? Having patience, and then all things are difficult before they become easy.
Yeah.
However, I added to this the last part is mine, but they're not really easy. You just got better at it.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Because things don't become easy.
No.
You just get better
Yeah.
at whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
practice patience, aggressive patience if you're like
Yes.
me.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, patience, good communicating, and all that good stuff will help you navigate those pet peeves.
Yeah. The annoyance of those pet peeves.
And it'll try and test your patience. But you're going to be so good, you're going to just breeze right through them.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's
Exactly.
episode 29, and we didn't even do this, so we'll do it
know,
at the
we'll
end.
close it with
Yeah. Love you so much, baby.
Love you, man.
All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We love you guys. Don't forget, we're going on
Appreciate you
tour with the
guys.
2 Idiot Girls and the Loud Book Tour.
Yes. Join us, please.
Join us. Also, here's a quick plug. I'm going to put the little flyer up here. But on July 26th
Yes.
at the Grove
The Grove.
in Los Angeles,
Yes.
Drew will be at the Barnes & Noble at the Grove, and she will be signing books and doing a meet and greet.
Is there a time slot?
I believe it's at 7 p.m.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. I'll find, and we'll put it up right here.
Right.
So if you haven't bought your book yet, you can buy it at Barnes & Noble that day, and she
day.
will be there in person, and she will be signing it for
She will
you.
be signing
And
for you.
guess who's going to be there? Woo, woo. So if anything, just come by.
Yeah.
Give us a high five. And if not, we will see you on tour. And if we don't see you there, we'll see you back here. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. And don't forget, we have a TikTok and an Instagram. So come be friends with us. We also have a Facebook for all of you oldies but goodies. All right.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. We appreciate you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.